So the difference with a shallow approach is that we're going to be coming in obviously much shallower, but part of what that means is we're going to start our descent a little earlier. Because I'm doing a tighten downwind, I'm going to start that descent as I'm just about to turn base. Normally you do that kind of on base, but since I don't have much of a base this time, I'm going to start it right about here. So I'm going to lower the collective a bit, get that descent in, and I'm going to make my turn, make my call, clearing everywhere. Looks good. Auburn traffic, helicopter 811 Tango Tango is turning left base to final 34 Auburn. Okay, so we got a slight descent in here, that's good. I want to get a greater descent angle. We want to be nice and low. Now the thing I always want to think about here, doing the shallow approach to running, is I don't want to aim for the numbers or something like that, because especially with a student, if you undershoot to the numbers, you might end up in the grass or in the fence. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to give us a little bit of space, maybe toward that first taxiway, and we still feel pretty high, so I'm going to get us down even more, lowering the collective. As I lower the collective, I'm going to add right pedal. I'm going to pull back with the right hand on the cyclic to kind of slow us down. Going to be nice and low and slow.
79 Delta is fully short for the incoming helicopter.
1 Tango Tango helicopter, appreciates that will be out of your way very soon.
Yeah, appreciate it. Are you going to be doing a left downwind traffic pattern?
We're going to go to the taxiway and do some hover practice right after this one, so it's all yours.
Awesome.
Auburn Municipal Airport Automated Advisory. Wind calm. Temperature 15
a little messed up by that, but
2.13
we can fix that here. So again, nice and slow,
048.
nice and shallow. We'll do that again once we're out of that guy's way. Okay, step over to the taxiway here. Not hovering over lights. Auburn traffic, helicopter 811 Tango Tango is clear 34 Auburn.
Auburn traffic, 7 Delta, taking off 34, left downwind departure to South Auburn.
Yeah, so I'm just here kind of dusting off the cobwebs and whatnot, so I just want to get out of that guy's way. I can do another pattern in a bit. I did want to come down here and do some hover practice, so that all works. Kind of the prerogative of a helicopter, we can fly slow, we can turn off over the grass. And what I was going to say is we want to be sure we don't, hover right over one of these lights. And if we lost power at a hover over one of those lights, that could end up pretty bad. We don't want to flip a light and flip over and have rotor blades flying all over the place. So we'll avoid that wherever possible. Okay. Anyway, here I'm just going to follow this line. Like I said, I just want to make sure I can still do all this stuff to a good level of proficiency. We don't have much wind, which is nice, it makes it easier. But here we approach this curve, so we're just going to follow this curve. Right, nice and easy on the pedals. There we go. Bring it to a nice hover. We got about a 3-foot hover. So one thing I like to do, and that I'm going to kind of work with my students on once I get my instructor rating, is sort of getting this neutral pedal position here and just using the throttle to control our rotation. So the anti-torque pedals.
Traffic 7 Delta, lost crossway 34 Auburn.
The anti-torque pedals increase or decrease the resistance to torque. If we decrease the resistance to torque, that is, we let torque take over, we'll go to the right. If we increase our resistance to torque and overcome it, we'll go to the left, right? So if I hit left pedal, I'm fighting torque, going to the left. If I apply right pedal, in fact, if I actually lessen my left pedal, that's kind of what it is, I go to the right. If I didn't have my pedals, I could control torque a different way, and that's by increasing or decreasing the throttle. So if I keep my feet at a neutral position and roll on throttle, watch what happens. I'm going to roll on throttle, not doing anything with my feet, but I get a little bit of right. I roll off the throttle, I get a little bit of left. So that's, I think, a very interesting sort of practical view of what exactly the tail rotor does. And it makes you start thinking about, what if I had something wrong with my tail rotor? What would I do? Well, you're not screwed. You're not screwed, right? Like, I mean, if you have enough altitude, you'll auto. When you auto, the torque from the engine goes away. And so just do a normal auto and you're fine. in any case, in any emergency, you do what you need to do to get it down safely, right? I love the helicopter, but a choice between me and the helicopter, I'm always going to have to pick me and the passengers. I'm confident that in an emergency, I can get the helicopter down if I need to, but it's human lives first, helicopter second. Okay, I think I've been bothering these guys in the hotel for long enough for now. Let's make a 180 pedal turn here. And let's move back out. It's also getting a little hot in here. So I'm going to head back to the runway. We'll do another circuit, and maybe we'll come back and do a little more hover practice in a bit. This is good. I'm glad I came out here to do this. Again, I am not a certificated instructor yet, so nothing I say is actual training. I'm just out here.
Auburn traffic 7, Delta 6 miles to the south exiting area. Last call, Auburn.
I'm just out here, 1, having fun, 2, getting practice, and 3, just working through, talking through maneuvers, talking through my teaching approach. I'd love to hear from you if you have comments. Obviously, it's different with an actual student because the student will ask questions. I'll be observing their behaviors. I'll be watching them to see, does it look like they know what I'm talking about? And if not, maybe changing my approach, giving different kinds of examples. I'm a huge fan of the scenario-based training, just because I think it prepares the students more for the real world, right? I mean, nobody is coming to helicopter training because they want to be a helicopter student for their whole life. They're doing it because they have goals, they have aspirations, they have motivation. What do they want to do? And being able to tie the training into kind of showing them how these things allow them to get to those goals and motivations they have, that is a huge, huge part of learning. Okay, anyway, clear left, clear right, take 3-4. Auburn traffic, helicopter 811 Tango Tango is taking 3-4, making left close traffic, Auburn.